what I really want to do is something that I had the idea of, and Eleanor, who I'm gonna show you a picture on the screen right here, she did this video where it was she took her book haul and said, "Did I actually read these books?" So this is my first ever book haul on the channel. Back when, gosh, I was man, still had a long beard, you know, that kind of thing. So I didn't stack them up like she did, but I'm basically stealing her idea. So giving her full credit, and I will link her video in the description below. So what we will do is we will hop in and we will watch my first book haul and see what we think. So I actually found out you can do theater mode and it like stretches it out a little bit better.
All right, so hopefully you can hear this audio and I can hear this audio. And is it playing?
Hey everybody,
Yeah,
my name is Ramsey,
all right,
and welcome to the Readalong channel. All right, so recently I found a bookstore that I'm really excited to tell you. Email me. He's a guy from the UK, JP Harker.
I read Wildcat.
Yep, I got that right.
It was good.
Well,
and his
book
I'll
Wildcat.
I'll talk about
He wanted me to do an honest review on it and put it on the YouTube channel. I told him I'd love to do that. I thought that was really cool and wanted to start with this one first. I did not get it at Half Price Books. I got it given to me for free. Wow. So my first trip, go ahead, hand me all. Thank you, thank you.
Ooh, The Hobbit.
My first trip to Half Price Books, I picked up The Hobbit because I've got it on Kindle and I had it years ago. But also on my, so I actually mailed that book to Christy Lewis from Dostoevsky in Space. I did not. I got another version of that from Goodwill. Eventually, it was like the 75th edition. But I did read The Hobbit. Well, not since I bought the book, but I've read The Hobbit maybe 5 or 6 times. My first trip, I found the fountain. I found the Fountainhead in the $1 clearance bin. I was like, it's supposed to be good. Next book I got was I, Robot from Isaac Asimov. I've always heard that he's a great author and I wanted to get into it because I love sci-fi. I haven't read either of those books. The Fountainhead, I'm not sure where it is, and I know I, Robot's right there. I need to get to it. I did read Foundation, the first book in the Foundation trilogy, but I did not read those 2 books. Also got Peter Pan. It was a classic. Got it for $1. That was really, really cool. Haven't read the book, but I've seen a couple different versions of the movies. Hook is my favorite because I love Robin Williams. And then I got The Pillars of the Earth. I read this as a library book when I was like 15. It was probably too early for me to read this because there's a lot of spicy stuff in it. And but I really enjoyed it, so wanted to pick it up as well. Okay, so the Peter Pan book I did not read, and I found a better copy of that. That's actually the play. It's one of those where it's like a written version of the play, but I actually found the book, and it's a really nice copy, but I still haven't read it yet. And then Pillars of the Earth I did read and loved it, enjoyed it. There should have been a little card come up that said Pillars of the Earth review. I really enjoyed it, and I did the review on it. It was a reread, but that's a really nice copy, and I'm glad I got that copy. I got the second book in that format as well. What is that, trade paperback? I like it. Those are my favorite type of books with big floppy paperbacks is what I like a lot. So I did read that one and I loved it. So Ender's Game, which I loved when I read it the first time, and I'm excited to read it again.
I've heard of that, a different version.
On my second trip, I picked up Name of the Wind. I'd read it twice on Kindle and wanted to grab it for a physical copy when I do the review later in this year, first thing in next year, and found it at a good price, $4.50.
Ooh.
I don't know if you could tell, I was really, really nervous back then. This was probably my 6th or 7th video I did on YouTube, and having the kids help me. I was trying to think of what to say and get the kids to hand me books, and looking back on it, I probably shouldn't have done that. I love having the kids help me with stuff, but being that nervous, I probably, that wasn't the best plan for this video. But I still had a lot of fun making this video, and we actually joked around a lot, that the tower is going to fall over, because you'll see in a little while the tower actually does get pretty tall. And then talking about those books, Ender's Game I reread, and I enjoyed it for different reasons than I enjoyed it when I was a kid, and it was very, very good. Didn't reread Name of the Wind yet. When Doors of Stone comes out eventually, maybe, never, I don't know. I will reread all 3, or I'll reread the first 2 and then read the third one, kind of give me a perspective again, because I've heard so many other people talk about Name of the Wind that I don't remember what my thoughts were on it, and I need to go back and reread that. And the last one I got on that trip was Wild Cards, which I just did a review on the channel for. It's the last video I did. And it's also very good, and there's a bunch of different parts of the series, and I wanted to get back into it. But I read all of these on Kindle and had no physical copies of them, so I wanted to pick some of those up as well. So hopefully the Wild Card series is going to be a reread that we buddy read on the channel this year. I did a big vote on the Discord if you guys want to go check that out. Realm of the Elderlings won to go first, but Wild Card's got 3 or 4 votes. So we'll probably do that in the next couple months or so. So if you're interested in Wild Cards and you want to buddy read it, join the Discord and we will do that in the near future. All right, so on my 4th trip, I picked up the first 2 books in the Dresden Files series, Stormfront and Full Moon. And I've been listening to those on audiobooks through the Libby app through my local library. But I wanted to have the physical copy because I enjoyed it so much. I actually had an opportunity to get Jim Butcher to sign one of these and ended up having to work when Dragon Con happened. His signing was after Brandon Sanderson, and I never made it to it, unfortunately. I also picked up The Way of Shadow. Okay, so the Dresden Files, I am up to book 7 currently, enjoying it quite a bit. Book 1 and book 2, I really liked book 1. And then book 2 was a little bit mediocre for me. I think I gave it about 3 stars, but then 3, 4, 5 are all 5 stars. So if you want to get into some really fun urban fantasy with a good amount of humor and action, Dresden Files is for you. Shadows by Brent Weeks. I probably will go ahead and just get the omnibus from the signed page that Brent Weeks signs.
I did not get that.
Black on black, it's all 3 books together. So I might just go ahead and pick that. I did not get the copy from the signed page. They sold out before I had the opportunity. But yes, again, Night Angel, another book that I hope to reread. And the whole trilogy, actually. Hope to reread that. If you guys want to be part of that, just let me know. Also in the Discord, coming up soon. That up and go ahead and get rid of this one. But I did want to have a physical copy of it because I enjoyed it so much and also read it on Kindle. Another book that I got that I read on Kindle that I've reread a couple times and I really enjoyed was The Warded Man by Peter Reeve Brett. I know in the UK it is The Painted Man. I actually like the UK covers better, and I think the title is better, The Painted Man. Even though they're tattoos, he's not actually painted the wards on himself. Warded makes more sense, and I understand that's why he named it that here in the US. If you guys are at all interested in that series, it is a completed series. It's 5 books long with a bunch of like side story novellas. I think you could buy in a collected pack. And I found it very, very good. Book 1 and book 2 are definitely the standouts of the whole series. And then 3, 4, and 5, they continue the story and they're good, but they don't stack up to book 1 and 2 for sure. But it is a good series. I don't plan on rereading it in the near future, but I am glad that I have some copies of that. I think since then, I've picked up a couple other used copies of, I think, book 2 and book 3. So eventually I will have that whole set. So I got the first 4 books in the Myth series with Skeeve and Haz, and I'm going to do a review on it. I'm almost done with book 1 again. They're very short. They're satirical comedy. Fantastic for the fantasy genre. We have war unicorns, we have dragons, we have demons and devils and imps, and they're fantastic. But I got them for like $1 a piece, $2 a piece. I've only reread the first one, but that is a fun series. I am not wrong. So, and then I went on Wednesday, I skipped my lunch, and I picked up The Princess Bride, which I've seen the movie a bunch of times. I love it. Heard the book is good in its own right. It's different but good. Definitely wanted to pick it up. I picked up this book that I really knew nothing about, but the cover really interested me. It's like, I think it's like more of an urban fantasy, but Thor's in it, or Chris Hemsworth, and very 90s cover, and I wanted to see what it was all about. Okay, so going back to the last 2 books, I have not read The Princess Bride, but I have watched the movie since this video, and I have not read that Beyond the Pale book, and I think I've actually unhauled it. I looking at it, I was like, there's just too much good stuff to read, and I figured it would be 3 stars at best, maybe. And so I think I have unhauled it. And then there's Court of the Air. I'm actually completely wrong on what I'm going to say about this book. I have it on my list. It has very hot and cold reviews. Some people either really, really like it, or some people don't like it at all. Maybe eventually I'll get to it, but it isn't stirring anything for me right now. But I do have it on a bookshelf over there, or over here somewhere, and hopefully we'll get to it eventually, because it did sound very interesting. On this one, the Court of the Air by Stephen Hunt, it looked really cool. Had the balloon on the cover. Kind of seemed like, if you've ever played BioShock Infinite, where they have the city in the clouds, that kind of seems like what this is, just a steampunk version of it, which BioShock is that pretty much anyway. It's kind of steampunky, but a steampunk city in the air. Thought that would be really neat, so I picked it up as well. And then this one I know nothing about, but I read the cover and it said it had hawk magic in it. Hawk magic sounds cool. I want to learn about some hawk magic, so pick this one up. I mean, it's like a $3 book, so it was cool to pick up a cheaper book.
Do the my favorite books.
Mm-hmm. And then I saw this one on Reddit. It was under r/good sci-fi, and it. So I did not read the Hawk Magic book. I have it also sitting over there. I should read it eventually. I've realized that it's a little bit harder to do a review of a book that almost nobody's heard about, because nobody's searching for it. I had an idea when I first started the BookTube channel to review a bunch of books that I see no reviews on the channel for. And then I thought, oh, well, that will help me in search engine optimization, which sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. People actually have to be searching for it, though. And some of these books that I was picking up, nobody is searching for, so I have not read them, because I realized that if you make a video on a book that nobody wants to read, nobody's going to watch that video, unfortunately. Ensign Flandry, I'll talk about it a little bit more here, but we're getting right near the end anyway. It was just a 3-star book, very late 60s, early 70s terminologies, a lot of things we didn't understand about space travel at the time. He kind of just wears a helmet. Some things that it's fun to see where sci-fi was back then, but it's not a book that you're going to write home about. What I actually meant to say here is that it was on r/sci-fi good covers. I don't think anybody was saying the book was good, but that the cover was interesting and it looked cool. Because I don't think anybody put it on their top sci-fi lists for sure. It looked interesting. Looked a little risque on the lady on the cover there, but I'm excited to read this one. I actually took a picture of, like, a screenshot of the Reddit post, and was excited to go ahead and pick this one up when I was there. It was also $2, I think $1.99. And the one I was most excited about to pick up on this last trip was The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. I've heard so many good things about this one. Grimdark fantasy, great start to a series, bunch of great characters, not really a good guy in the series, just guys that you like because they're morally gray. So I don't know if I'm going to do any more book buy videos. I just thought it'd be pretty neat because I had bought. All right, and last but not least, The Blade Itself, very good book. Unfortunately, it has like no plot. That was the one thing that drug it down for me. The characters are fantastic and interesting. You learn a lot about them. You learn why they're interesting and why, the cool things that they do. Kind of looking at the beard, I do miss how epic it was. It's good to look back on the videos that you made back in the past. All right, so looking back on the video, it looks like I had about 22 books there, and I've read about 13 of them, or previously read them in the past, and decided not to do a reread on them. The rest of the books I did not get around to reading, or I had unhauled and probably are not going to read. So let me know what you guys think about this type of video. Is this something you might want to see on some of the other book hauls that I did last year? Kind of fun to look back at the beard and see how epic that used to be, but that's not something I'm going to do again. It's getting pretty gray in some places, and I have realized that's way too much work for every day. I didn't enjoy doing that every day. It's nice to look at, but not to live with. So thank you guys for joining me on this. Hopefully this was entertaining, and you guys will come back and watch another video some other time. Please subscribe and enjoy reading a book today. Talk to you later. Bye.